another episode of Beyond the Boots. I'm your man, Bo, here with Sharnia Jones.
Hi.
What's going on? You gave me the professional drink.
I know you did that.
I was about to dap you up, like, what up?
That's not how your hand was.
Like that. Like,
was
what up? Like, what up?
No, you was like...
Yeah, right. Then you came with the...
Nah, because you was like this.
You
So I
gave me-
said, okay.
You gave me the full white dude. Like, slap him there, bud.
Stupid.
Slap him there, bud.
All right.
All right, what's going on, Neil?
Nothing.
So, where are you originally from? Let's start off right there.
The Bronx, New York.
The Boogie Down.
BX. Wakanda.
You gonna keep doing? You gonna stick with that? After I told you.
Original Wakanda. I don't care what nobody say.
You so crazy. All right, so you from the Bronx?
Yes.
What made you?
Here we go.
What?
Told this man my home life was good.
What?
Hey, mommy. Love you.
What was the driving reason behind you going into the military?
Can't say my patriotism. The drive. You know what it was, Bo? It was that I did not want anybody else paying for my college, first of all. That was my main thing, because I was going to go to St. John's University.
So what happened? What happened with that? Why didn't you go to St. John's?
I went to the orientation for St. John's.
Okay.
And...
Why? I can't even be serious with you because you already smiling.
Because I be anticipating stuff.
Your own story. How you?
I think I'm hilarious. First of all, I cracked myself up. But seriously, that's what got in trouble. That's why I got in trouble in the Army too a lot. But we'll digress from that for now. Went to orientation and wanted to sign up to run track. I had my sister was 8 at the time. And so I'm like, oh, they were like, oh, yes, we have these programs for you. It's going to be great. I was like, oh, yeah, I do want to sign up. My mother's like, what's going to happen with Rita? So I was like, I don't know. She was like, who's going to pick her up? Like, she was my kid. So I'm like, you? I don't know. You can figure it out.
Like the person who
program?
imagined she came out.
Right. She was like, and I couldn't even say that, or that was the situation. So she was like, no, she won't be doing that. She won't be doing track. You need to take some classes that's going to bring you home by 4:30 or whatever the time was. And St. John's in Queens.
Right.
I'm in the Bronx. And the Bronx is connected to, like, it's easy to get to Manhattan. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's not an easy ride to get from Queens back to the Bronx. I'm like, the heck am I going to do? Stuff ends at 2:30 and then I got to rush to get back by 4:30. Anyway, I was like, all right, signed up for some bogus stuff, mad about it. And then a couple days later, I was in school, cutting class, and the recruiter was walking the halls, and I said, put me in the Army. And he was like, shut up.
But what made you tell him that? You were just tired.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm spontaneous, so yeah. I saw him coming towards me. My friend was going into the military. Well, he went like a year before. I had a friend that went. It wasn't very popular.
Right, of course.
For
especially
from
black
the city
people. Yeah,
to go,
being from the city.
Yeah, because they're like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Why are you going to the white man's
Right,
Army?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So, he knew that, and I was a girl. I wasn't a girly girl, but I looked like one.
Right.
And so he was like, yeah. And I was like, nah, for real. So I took the test and everything, aced that joint, and they started sweating me after that.
Of course they will.
Like, every minute of every day, he was like, yo.
They can put you in any job. So.
Any job.
Yeah.
And I guess they get some kind of, I don't know how the recruiting thing works, but he was like, got you. Like, I want you. So, I was nervous by then because I knew I couldn't tell my mother because she thought the military was for criminals and dummies.
Which a lot of criminals did go in back in the 90s. You could go.
But a lot of smart people went too.
It was both. Both.
Yeah. And then I went into the military with smart criminals because I don't know if you knew this. Well, you probably did because you was signal too, but they was arresting hackers and then bribing them with the military.
Yeah, asking them to go in the military and do it for the military.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So I went in with a lot of them. But anyway, she wasn't happy about that, so I did a lot of things behind her back, and I thought I was gonna, have an intelligent conversation with my mother about it, but the recruiter got to her first, bastard. And he went to my house when I was at the store, came off the elevator. She's arguing with the recruiter that, no, I'm not going into the military. I don't know who you thought you spoke to, but it wasn't Sharnia, because she's not going into no army. She's going to college. And she would deny she was like that, but my mother was a thug.
Right.
For real.
Your mom definitely was a street woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, she definitely held the bag for somebody before. Yeah. Like, give me the gun. Give me the gun. Yo.
And she would be like, oh, Ardell. But, so she was going back and forth with him. I'm staying at the elevator. Like, maybe I just shouldn't even go home tonight. Whatever. And then I was like, you know what? You want to do this? Go tell her. Woman up and tell her.
Oh.
So I walked to the door, was going in the house, and he was like, yo, tell your mom. And she was like, yo. And I was like, what you even came here for? So I'm like, yeah, I do want to go into the army. She was like, what? And my stepfather was standing behind her, Navy veteran. And she was like, what do you want to go in there for? It's for losers, stupid people, criminals. You're none of those. You are smart. You are going to college. And I'm like, I can go to college in the army. She's like, who's telling you these lies? These are lies. She's not a veteran. Like, who's
she
telling
know nothing
you
about the military.
Yeah, nothing. So I was 17 at the time. I wasn't turning 18 till November 12th. And so she was like, I'm not signing you up.
Signing, right?
Yeah, I'm not signing no papers. So I was like, okay. And she was like, so what you going to do? You going to go to college? I said, no. On November 12th, I'm going to go and I'm going to sign myself into the army. I'm not playing. I'm going. I want to go. And she was like, then I'll sign you in. And I was like, okay. She was like, but it's like reserves, right? Like you coming home. I said, Still scared. Knowing he was an active duty recruiter.
Right.
So, no, he wasn't. That's a lie. He was a reserve recruiter. That whole thing is crazy, too. I don't even think I should even talk too much about. I went full time. I could do it?
Yeah. You pass.
They not going to say nothing to me?
No, you good.
Oh, man. So, she signed me in to the reserves.
Wait, you enlisted in the reserves? Okay.
Yeah, can I even tell? Well, if I can't, you'll just edit it out.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, I can tell it. So she signed me into the reserves. He was so happy. I was, long story short, because I'm going to pass a couple things. I was going in as 74 Bravo, right. IT specialist, reservist. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to go full time. No, I think at the time I was cool with it. But so I had a job, graduated high school, was working at McDonald's, waiting for my date to go. I was still going to go to St. John's. I was still going to do all of that.
Oh, so you were in the reserves.
I was really in the reserves.
Okay.
I did not go in the reserves.
Right. Okay, it's a story.
So I was working my job and everything. I really don't know what happened. Yes, I do. I wonder if okay. So in the Army, they got to give you a physical.
Right.
And my mom thought, I was an angel. And I was, kind of.
She thought.
But we didn't talk like that. Yeah.
Right.
So they say, oh, yeah, so we just need blah, 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 a pap smear. She was like, no, she don't need a pap smear. She's a virgin. They was like, I don't care what she is. She need a pap smear. No, she was everywhere. every step I had to take, she was like, to object.
Yeah.
So then they convinced her. We don't care what she is. She's like, because you're a virgin, right? I'm like, yep. Then you don't need one. We're going to fight this. I'm like, okay.
November 12th.
Oh, man. So this is like September, maybe August, September. So I already know I'm in trouble. She goes with me to the exam. So they educate her on what a virginal vagina looks like versus one that's had sex before. So she's saying, blah, blah, blah. So the doctor's like, well, clearly she's not a virgin. Clearly. So I'm like, well, dang, I ain't busted wide open like I wasn't out there. It ain't been like that.
No. Yeah. Couple dudes.
Not like one.
Like three.
like 2.
Yeah, women always lie about that.
Whatever.
Yeah, times about 3.
So-
Anytime a woman say anything.
It was very
3-ish.
no. I don't even.
All right.
Okay, so
go ahead.
anyway, so I'm not a virgin, so I get in trouble, right? But I'm already graduated, so I'm thinking like it's okay, you know, I'm grown anyway. Who cares? No, she cared. Put me on punishment.
You grown.
I was on punishment for like 30 days. I was like, you know what? This is stupid. So Sean Lancaster, my reserve recruiter, went on leave, and I went back to the recruiting station, and I was like, I don't want to come back home. And this EA, I can't remember his name.
Good. I'm glad. You can't. Good. You don't remember.
Right, because I be dropping names.
Your name.
I love not dropping names. But anyway, I can't remember this Master Sergeant's name, but he was there, and I was like, I want to sign up full time. I changed my mind. He's like, oh, you know, are you sure though? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want reserve. Can I keep my job? Yeah. Where's your mom? I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with my mom. And he was like, you don't? I said, no. How can I get in now and not have to deal with my mom? And he was like, you really want to go full time? And I said, yeah. And he was like,
So he took.
step in the back.
He took your paperwork for your mom that signed all that reserve stuff and put it in your active duty stuff.
If that's what you want to call it. He said, how good are you at making this?
But didn't she have to write a statement? Like,
She had to sign.
Because your dad wasn't around, right?
No, my dad wasn't around.
Yeah. So
she had to write a statement for my father.
No. Like when I went in,
Mm-hmm.
my mom had to say, "I do not know the whereabouts of."
She probably did. I don't know
Okay.
about that part. She probably, yeah, I don't even want to know what she probably said because I
Yeah.
don't remember that part. I just remember her signature was on
Yeah.
several different documents, and I had to sign those.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's her.
Yeah, that's.
So I did that. They was like, do this.
So when
I was writing.
what did your date change to?
It didn't change.
So
I was able to go in the same date, same job, everything. So I left with her thinking that I was
a reservist.
till I got stationed in Germany. I thought I would be like stationed in the States and be like, oh,
Oh,
mommy,
yeah, I can come home.
what happened was blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to,
Yeah.
you know,
So some
California or,
training.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I'm never coming home type of thing. I'm going to go to school,
Yeah.
you know, but I ended up getting stationed in Germany. And my friend's cousin ended up telling my mother I was dead to her. She's dead to me. I only have 2 kids. I don't have 3 kids. How could you do this to me? You are shaming me.
Because you went in the military.
Because I went in active duty. I was
Yeah.
active duty. And I hope she never sees this. She don't really know this story this way.
That you signed yourself in?
Yeah.
Oh, you never told her?
Nah.
So how did she think you changed?
She thought that I changed it in AIT. Like, oh, forget it. I'll take Germany. Give it to me.
Well, she going to see it. She's going
She
to.
is? You think so?
You don't think she'll see it?
She probably knows. Sorry, mommy. I'm a different woman
I'm sorry
now.
for bringing it out, mommy.
No, it's good though. It's
We're
good.
only on the phone.
It's therapy.
We're not on the camera.
Okay.
anymore.
So yeah, so that happened.
All right. So now you're
now
in the
I'm in.
military.
And I'm happy.
Oh, good. This is what you want to do. You don't got to be on punishment no more. After
Right.
high school.
I think I'm grown now.
Right. Now you got 3 went to 6.
You crazy. Nah. I don't shuffle it out like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's special.
So you go into basic training.
Drive people crazy.
Being from the Bronx, going into the military, what was the biggest change for you? Or
the
the
biggest
biggest thing you
change?
had to adjust to?
Oh, let me tell you what I had to adjust to for real. That time. You got 4 minutes to do this. You got 3 minutes to do that. You got 2 minutes to
And
eat.
you slow.
As fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, especially eating.
Yeah.
So I was 123
And you
pounds
talk.
when I went into the. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
talk. So and I'm a person that I'll do what I want to do, and I'll figure out how I can do what I want to do.
Right.
There's no, oh, I just can't do that, or oh, that's just the rule. I want to bend that. So the dining facility, you know, you had a certain amount of minutes. So I would be in a dining facility. Well, I got sick trying to eat all that food fast. I couldn't do it. It made me physically ill. So I tried to make a sandwich out of everything.
Right.
That was just nasty. So I wanted to eat my food. So one time I stayed too late.
And your platoon was already out.
It was already gone. And I didn't get in trouble. I don't know how I made it back into my platoon, but I did. I just snaked right back in. I was like, oh, snap. So then I kept doing that. Like, I'm going to eat my food slow. and then go with Echo Company, and then fall out with Delta Company because that was my company, Delta Company. And then one drill sergeant somehow noticed that I was not a part of his platoon, and he took me back to Delta Company. Then it was like, "Where you from?" And I was like, "New York." He was like, "Y'all don't follow no rules. You know, you a thug. You probably got razor blades under your tongue." And then, you know, found out I couldn't drive. Made me drive with a piece of paper in my hand around basic training for the whole 8 weeks.
Wait, wait.
And when I had to stop, I had to go with a piece of paper. Oh, it was horrible. Walking. Jones, you gonna drive, Jones. We gonna teach you how to drive, Jones.
See, that's the old Army. They'll get in trouble for doing something like that today. That's the
You humiliated me.
Yeah.
And if I was ever walking like, where your steering wheel, Jones? And then he would give me something, you know. And I had to hold. It was always a piece of paper. I don't know where he got all these papers. It was a square piece of paper. I had to go. Vroom. And then, like, if I had to stop, you know, he'll go, "Wait, you going, you know, go past this corner without looking left and right?" So then I had to go and walk. And I stopped. So the only place I didn't have to do that was in the dining facility, because he was like, "How you going to drive a car in here?" Because I tried to do that one time. He was like, "Jones, how you driving a car inside dining facility?"
He was on your head.
He was horrible.
On your head. That is funny.
It was horrible.
They will get in trouble for that today.
You think so?
They would call it hazing.
Oh, when I got hazed, like, you wouldn't believe.
That is so funny. He made you drive
It was
around.
so many things. That was just one thing. What else? Oh, I was always imitating people, so I would have to imitate.
As you still do today.
Yeah, so they used to make me imitate this one drill sergeant who sounded funny as I don't know what, but you know, was it BRM, the rifle? Yeah.
Basic.
I did her
Rifle marksman.
Yeah, they had like a, you know, not a comedy hour, but something before it was time to go shoot, and so they was like, "Oh, you know, do her." I'm not gonna say her name, but
say her name.
She still remembers me.
Say it. What's her name?
Drill Sergeant McTeer.
Okay, where was she from?
Brooklyn.
Oh, so she was from New York.
Yes,
so you could.
and I
that's
think she
good.
was Jamaican.
So that's easy.
But she was like, "Oh, you think that's how a soldier stand? You think that's how a soldier stand?" And she was never like standing like a soldier either.
Yeah.
So she would always be like, her foot would be crooked, you know. And I used to do that. Up, front in the rest position, move. And so they made me do that.
In front of her?
Yeah.
Was
and
she
after
laughing?
that day, not at all.
She probably was on the inside, but she couldn't show it.
She was pissed. She hated that. She was standing there, and then when I looked at her, I was like, "Okay, you know, that's enough." They was like, "Keep going."
Ooh.
Yeah, so she's standing there.
She was ready to smoke the hell out of you.
Oh, because she smoked me initially when I first came in. I had this letter writing thing. What do you call those things? Anyway, my mother gave me this whole letter writing kit, whatever that thing is called.
I don't know.
That stuff with ribbons around it. Stationery.
Oh, stationery. Okay.
Stationery. So it had like a little letter opener thing inside of it, right. Tiny. And she was like, "Get rid of it. You know, this is contraband. Get rid of it." And I was like, "This is contraband, Drill Sergeant?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I said, "So I could have these tent pegs that I could take this and go, ka, 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 right in your neck. But this is contraband?" She said, "Sergeant, you trying to kill me? You trying to kill me?" And smoke, just turned me, flipped me inside out. And took my stationery still. But left the tent pegs.
This is contraband.
Yeah, she was like, "That's contraband." I was like, snap. But these tent pegs ain't contraband? I'm like, I was going, ka, ka, ka. So I'm not standing like this. I'm going like this. The drill sergeant. Anyway, so yeah, she had smoked me earlier. And now I'm at BRM just tearing her to pieces. Standing like this, you know. And so I was looking at her and I'm like, "Can I please stop?" He was like, "Nope." So even when we did the obstacle courses, they were like, "Soldier, you gonna jump off this building, you know that thing where you rappel?"
Yeah.
They was like, "But you're gonna do it in her voice, or I'm not gonna let you off this wall." Oh,
they got a kicked out of it.
Oh, I kicked out of it. And then the rocket thing that I had to go, "That blast area, all clear." It was horrible.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I found her on Facebook and I said, "You probably don't remember me. You had thousands of soldiers since then, but you know, glad to see you still look the same." She was like, "I know exactly who you are."
Did she
I was
talk
like,
about that?
oh my gosh.
Did she talk about that?
Yeah, she was just like, it's hard being a female in the military, and glad to see you did well. And I think she did well too. I'm sure she did. She was a young E6 too. But yeah, it was good to see her. I looked her up because I never forgot her.
Okay, so leaving basic training, you go to AIT. Mm-hmm. And you were 74 Bravo?
74 Bravo, yep.
Yeah, so you went to Fort Gordon.
Yep, Echo.
Echo Company?
Mm-hmm.
369? 443, that was up the street.
Yeah.
We were on the corner.
447? Echo 447.
447. We were on the corner. We was 269.
Y'all were 269?
Yeah, so we up by the light.
Oh. Y'all wasn't 369?
Maybe it was 369.
Yeah, because there was no 269.
Dang, how you remember all that?
I just do.
Did you go back as a...
Nah. Oh, B-Knock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to B-Knock there, but we didn't still... I mean, those same companies weren't the way they were. But
so,
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we were right by the light. So you go to AIT. Mm-hmm. What's your most memorable occurrence in...
My most memorable occurrence? Something good?
Or just... It don't matter, good or bad.
Most memorable occurrence in AIT. I had fun at AIT. There was some bad, bad behavior. Well, there was some bad behavior from from an instructor.
Was it like assault? It was a female or a male?
It was a male. Oh. And though I considered it harassment, it was called assault. They end up labeling it sexual assault. He just groped me. Yeah. He groped. Yes, he put his hands on me.
On your breast?
It was definitely my behind.
Right.
Because he calls himself checking my uniform.
But you're not supposed to touch.
And I knew that.
No, they say you can touch your uniform, but you're a female.
No, he can't touch my uniform. Yeah. He can't touch my uniform at all. Matter of fact, in front of people, I think they have to go like permission to touch your uniform so that they can correct you or whatever.
Yeah, they have to, yeah.
But yeah, he didn't do that. It was in the vending machine room, the snack room, break room. And the break room cleared out, like, people scattered like roaches. I was in there by myself all of a sudden, probably being slow, matter of fact, doing what I wanted to do. I now, after 15 minutes of talking, I decide I want a honey bun and a Mountain Dew. But anyway, I go get my honey bun, and this big dude is behind me. Coolest instructor we had.
Stop doing it, because it's going to be on there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when you slap the table.
Oh, because of the microphone?
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. But coolest instructor we had, right? So that I could bang the table in case I do. Sorry, y'all.
See, you smart. Dude, from New York. You got to bang the table, so you got to do what you want to do.
I know.
You're going to figure out how you go.
Yeah. Exactly. See, you told me not to do it.
Yeah.
And now I'm figuring out a way to do it.
Yeah, I got you.
See, that's why
I know you.
That's how hard-headed I am.
All right, so
my mother would say the same thing, though.
He was in the vending room with you.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Oh, Jones, you got to pull that shirt down over that butt of yours," or something like that, and started pulling my shirt, grabbing my behind, and I was like, "Get off of me!" And he got off of me, and I went running out the room. And then tried to go back to class like nothing happened. Yeah. But then I was standing, after class or whatever, I was standing there looking like a victim. So my boy asked me, are you all right? And I was like, oh, yeah, because I always thought I was cool. And he said, you good? What happened? And I was like, because I was embarrassed. I was humiliated, really.
Right.
More than anything, like, why did he think he could do that to me?
Like, why would you do that to me?
Yeah, what? And then why did you think that you could do that to me? Yeah. Like, I was thinking that was like a sign of weakness. I really did. Like,
and especially as a soldier, like, why would he pick me? Do I look like I'm weaker than these other chicks?
Exactly.
Like,
I really was.
Now I know Jones, the other Jones. That's somebody you can touch. Like, why me though? Like, you can touch that one.
I really did go to AIT with a girl named Jones.
Yeah, you was like that.
A couple of them.
You was like, why you ain't touch her?
I didn't even want nobody else. I wasn't even thinking of nobody else. Yeah. So at that time,
did you file a report?
Yeah, I did. Because my
drill sergeant.
No. My other private, my friend, he told me to report it.
Right.
I wasn't going to report it to no leadership. I don't even know why. Oh, because when I was coming in, those sergeant majors, there was big sexual harassment cases when I was coming in the military.
Oh, so from that black
McKinney.
Yeah,
he was
the
one
sergeant
of
major of
them.
the army.
Yes,
but I heard some stories about that didn't happen.
Right. It probably
they just didn't
not.
want him as the sergeant major of the army.
Look, I don't know what happened
Yeah.
because there was plenty of other NCOs that was doing stuff and that they was covering up for.
Yeah, they do,
including
all
this
the
guy
time.
here,
Yeah.
who seemed like a great guy. And when I reported him, I got a lot of flack, and
Who did you receive flack from?
the other instructors, mostly female.
What, really?
Yeah, like, acting like I wasn't even there, like not speaking to me, not even forgetting not speaking to me, not acknowledging that I existed. I became nothing. Like,
Wow.
it wasn't even like, it was like, so I was like, dang.
Wow.
So I just, tried everything to not go to school to avoid that.
Through the whole military, your time, was that the only case of that?
Of assault?
Or just inappropriateness?
No, absolutely not. And after that, I kind of got hardened to sexual harassment.
Especially in the military.
Yeah. I mean, I never reported anything again.
Because of that?
Because of that.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, because, he was forced to retire, but nothing really happened. And I started to think that nothing would happen. That right. People are going to protect people, and
it's the military,
I have to protect myself.
Game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just got to protect myself. I don't know I wasn't even thinking like, oh, it's a guy's game. I was just like, Sharnia, protect yourself. Like, be out for you.
Right.
And that's what that became. So, yeah, I had, a couple of NCOs in Germany try some stuff. Not really try some stuff, but like try to talk to me and then try to treat me like a private. And
when you didn't want to reciprocate.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
Yeah. And they knew the guy I was with, who ended up being my son's dad. They didn't care because he was low enlisted too.
So they was like, "Oh, you gonna mess with that private, not me?"
Not even. They were just like, "You want me?"
Yeah.
I'm an E6, so
wow.
And I was like, "I don't want you."
Yeah.
Your teeth.
It's not your rank.
Right. You're corny.
You're at dental every week.
you need to be at dental every week.
You only look good in uniform.
Only in uniform.
You're a Bama outside of that.
You tuck your T-shirt into your jeans and put a belt on.
Right, and put the phone clip on the side.
You wear
sweater vest.
Kevlar.
You wear FUBU sweater vest.
And okay, so anyway,
you wear your uniform all night so you can look decent.
There was some boots that people used to
Lugs.
wear that was Lugs. How did you know?
I already knew because I've never had a pair of them.
Exactly.
So they had to be wet. I've never had a pair of lugs.
That is so funny. Lugs.
Wearing South
Pole.
Wearing South Pole. And lugs.
Yes.
Thought they was sweet.
And U.S. Polo Association.
Yeah.
But so it was that kind of stuff going on. It looked like, how you could see potential of sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Just kind of stop that in its tracks.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Like I see where you coming from.
You taking your top off, sir? Okay.
Why?
I'm gonna go ahead.
No, why?
Sir, why are you uncovering your boots? This is about to get crazy.
What's crazy is when I was at Rucker, and I went to Rucker at E4, quickly became an E5 and an E6. Like, boom, boom. So that was right after Germany. But one of my friends who is my close friend today. I mean, close. I thought, and this is how it traumatized me. He tried to talk to me a few times, back in the day. No. But he was very persistent.
Adamant.
Yes. Yeah. So once again, I'm in my office in the dorm. And this dude walk into my area. Nobody's there. I was like, who let you up in here? And he was like, what's up, Jones? I was so scared.
Really?
Yes.
But you said it was your friend.
Not at the time. He is now. At that time, he was the guy who keeps trying to talk to me.
Who was with the rapey tendency.
Yeah, with the rapies. Yes, he had rapey. Yes.
So he came in the office and you was like this.
And it was a big, because I had soldiers, so it was like an area. And I was in there by myself. I don't know why. Maybe everyone was at lunch or something like that. And the way he walked in and was looking like,
today is the day.
Yeah. Wow. Like, I'm going to get her right here, right now. That's what I was thinking. So I was like, oh, no, you got to leave. He was like, what you getting crazy for? I mean, I must have blacked out because all I knew was next thing, we was both outside. Like, everybody's outside. I don't know if I pushed him out, and you got to go down the hole and everything.
Did he close the door?
No, there was no door. It was like
an
in
opening.
Like, yeah.
And he walked.
But there's a door out there, and like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
I didn't like being nowhere with nobody by myself no more because of what happened. Yeah. I just knew that guy was going to try some stuff, and I mean, when the sergeant did what he did in that room, I was like, damn, if I wouldn't have ran out, who knows what would have happened. I always take things too far anyway. You know that.
Still to this day.
Yes. So I get to the conclusion, like, and then I was, anally raped.
Yeah.
It's always
fisted.
bad.
Anally fisted.
Yes, until I passed out and, I can no longer.
And your intestine was hanging out a little bit. On top of the hemorrhoid. Yeah. It was sitting there like.
Yeah, so, that stuff just wasn't cool. But that was my experience, long story short. Wow. It's always sexual harassment, sexual assault.
You had your son in the military.
I did.
When you were in Germany?
Mm-hmm.
How was it being a single mom?
It was stressful. He came second.
To the military?
Yes. Yeah. He came second, which is why I got out. I would have retired.
So did you have a, what did they call it, a family?
Oh, yeah, I had a family care plan.
Care plan, right?
Yeah, I had a family care plan.
Who was your family care plan?
Probably my mother.
For you guys that don't know, a family care plan is a basically...
It's a document that you need for a single parent in order to deploy. It's a planning document that you need in order to deploy to other countries or anywhere.
Back then, they were putting people out, or you could get out if you didn't have a family care plan.
Oh, I know.
A lot of people use that as a way to get out. Like, I don't have a family care plan. I'm getting out. Right.
But then they would get out and
do nothing,
not do well.
Right.
And I saw that.
Yeah,
happen.
I saw a lot of people like
so
that.
Like,
get on a family care plan.
Listen.
And they stayed around the base, and then you're like,
exactly.
Why you staying here, bro?
Right. And then you'll see them in not Walmart but it'd be Joe's.
Yeah.
Piggly
Crab Shack and in there looking depressed.
Like, hey, what's up? But I'm out though.
Nah,
you don't
fam.
look good.
It ain't, no.
Yes, I would put people like you on my family care plan. Like,
just to stay
sign
in.
that junk.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. But
yeah,
I don't know who's gonna watch Aaron. But right now it's you. You good with that?
Yeah, for sure.
And you was like my friend, who wasn't in the military, but you lived locally. And you good?
Like, thank you.
That kind of thing. Yeah. So, and a lot of people was doing that.
So, was that stressful having your son go second to your job, basically?
Yeah,
because the military,
that was stressful because
it owned you.
So, I was a slave.
You're
to
actually
the army.
property of the government, right?
Yeah, and they reminded me, ever since he was born, and I was never that person who wanted to use motherhood as an excuse.
Well, it kind of is though. Like, we should, I think the military should have a different mindset when it comes to mothers. They need to reevaluate. But it's still not like it should be.
Well, then they say don't sign up, don't have a kid, get out if you have a kid. They give you those
I think that's
options.
messed up though. I think they need to revolutionize the way they treat women. The way they treat women with kids. I think we should acknowledge that's a great thing to do for soldiers. Like, okay, you decided to send.
They're doing better. I wish that if I had what they have now,
right,
I would have been okay.
Have certain duty stations for moms with kids, right?
I don't agree with that.
Single moms, not families.
I don't agree with that either. I don't because everything was my responsibility. It wasn't the Army's responsibility. Yeah. I didn't come in the Army with a baby. They didn't promise me anything.
They didn't issue a baby.
No.
So, yeah. And you knew you were a property.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I
accountability.
wasn't
I get what you're saying.
I was fine. I mean, I was fine with the way it was. It was stressful, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I hate the Army because, what they're doing to me as a mother. I would just be like, once again, I had my shortcuts.
Figure it out.
I had to figure it out. Yeah. And I was fine with that. So, I did the best I could. I tried to be there for my son in every way. I would go to his daycare at lunchtime or whatever, spend
just
time
to be able
with
to spend
him.
time
Yeah,
with him.
Especially if I had to be late or
working
something like that. Yeah, so it was cool, and he don't even remember me being away. But going to BNOC, for when I was making staff sergeant, and I had to be away for 4 months, that hurt. And my mom was like, she didn't play. You know, she kept my son. And I used to call, and he would be crying, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna come home." You know, I would come home every weekend. So I was
stationed. You drive from Augusta
every weekend, 7 hours every weekend, Virginia? Hampton.
Wow.
Every weekend.
Wow, that's what 10 hours.
7, 8.
7, 8. Wow.
Yeah, didn't care. And so I did that, and so my mother was like, "You should stop calling so much because he's too sad. I need him to get used to you being away." All that did was make me call more.
Right.
He's not going to get used to me being away. That's
crazy. What are you saying?
I'm his mother. She wouldn't even do that.
It's a different time. You know, parenting was different.
Yeah,
she was like, "Look, I'm the grandma.
Right. I'm tired.
Yeah.
He's crying all the time. Yeah. I can't take it, you know." But I was like, well, I don't want my son to...
And she already ashamed that you went in the military.
Now, by this time, she's super proud. I'm
you were going to
be
now. You're B now.
I'm
So, but by this time, were you married?
22 years old.
Were you married?
No, not yet. I had a fiance or something like that.
Right.
To my ex-husband, yeah. So, she was telling me not to call, and I still did that. Then she said, "You're coming home too often. Stop." No. Still did that. Come home every weekend to see him. And that was probably my toughest time ever. And that's what made me say, this Army life is not my style.
Got me looking like Gomer Pyle. I got to go.
I got to go.
Yeah. So you got out.
Yep.
And what
that
year?
Was in...
so you went in 99.
I went in 97.
Oh, wow. 97.
Mm-hmm. 97.
And you got out
11/7/97.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
A couple days before your birthday.
Yep. 5 days.
So you got out in what year?
2005. December 2005. That was because 9/11 happened. I wanted to go to war. They didn't send me.
So you stayed in for 4 years and didn't get deployed?
Nope. Because I was at Fort Rucker. So the only people that was getting deployed out of there.
Oh, training facility, right? Tank arsenal?
No, that's aviation. But they had a Corps of Engineers. They was always getting deployed out of Rucker to Iraq. Yeah, it was Iraq. But my company wasn't.
So now, this interview ran a little longer than what I thought. I mean, it's just you and I. You know, we don't always talk. Looking back on all of that, right? Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
The same exact way?
The same way.
Wouldn't change.
I don't want to change anything because it shaped me to be a person that I'm proud to be.
Right.
I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my experiences and what I've learned and what people have taught me, what I've taught people.
Right.
You know, I have soldiers that are proud to have been my soldiers who tell me that.
Wow, that's
and
good.
I didn't even think that
you were doing this great
job. I'm
like, shit, I'm just
winging it.
I'm just telling you to do shit people told me to do. That's it. I ain't really telling you.
And really, I just want everybody to be okay. Like, you know, I just wanted the best for all of us. Yeah. Like, this is how we can kill it.
Yeah. And you can be, you get promoted.
Yes.
You can do all these things.
You know, and I had a great NCO who is still, I can't even call her by her first name, Sherilyn. I call her Sergeant Clark.
You still. I do that too.
Do you? She was just the best.
Like the people I know, they've been promoted, but I still call them the rank when I knew them. They were first sergeant. I'm like, hey, what up, Sergeant?
Right. I know. And then my girl Deuster, who was my soldier, she's like she's out now, but she was a captain and. You know, she went to go be a helicopter pilot.
But
after
you still
she was
call her
Deuster, and she still called me Sharnia Jones.
That's crazy. Ain't that crazy? It's just
like
where you.
I'm above her.
Yeah,
but
she definitely outranked you.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah, that's
definitely
that's cool.
Yeah, I respected that too.
Hey, it's been another episode of Beyond the Boots. I'm your man Boat here with
Sharnia
Jones. Sergeant Jones. I appreciate you. Dap me up this time. Why you look so awkward? Like,